I saw online someone said, wow, because Jay-Z has always kind of marketed that he was a drug dealer, right? And he said a drug dealer doing what's best for him. Shocker when talking about the Target deal. And it's like, is it that mindset of just getting to the bag all the time that makes him kind of, or makes a lot of people make that decision?
But that's been his MO. That's been his track record. So why is it so surprising? The numbers show that it ain't changing. Mm-hmm. You know, I see people now, a lot more people because they caught on to it. They see what it is. But it just go over my mind that what he says in his music and what's being said is like, yo, you know, you know how much shit he got? That stuff got to be paid for. He has to work. He's working right now.
You really think he needs to sustain his life? I feel like he's loaded. I mean,
loaded.
Yeah, I think this for me represents just one
greed. You think it's greed?
No, I think you want to feel like you're part of the conversation because the world moves on so fast. Like, you know, he was at the Knick game and it wasn't like that big a deal. It was like they was focusing on the other people at the Knick game. And
you ain't bigger than the Knicks, man. It's been 50 years.
But I was talking about the other celebrities at the game. Timothy Chalamet, Kylie Jenner, right. Ben Stiller. Like they focusing on, like back in the day, they would have been on Jay, and it just felt like odd to me. It just didn't really seem to rock the boat like I thought.
Because his name, you know, to them, it's another name to him. It's just one of our colleagues.
Maybe the Nets thing too. Remember when he was pretending he did own the Nets a slight percentage, but
yeah, and shit. But nah, man, all of this right here, man, this could be something epic, you know, based on the choices and the moves he make. I'm not here to throw shade on him. Like I said, man, this is a come up for me. People out here really me.
Yeah.
People out here really know the true story. So I'm like, yo, why not? Me, I'm going to celebrate this shit. You know what I'm saying? To walk around and say I'm responsible for this shit, to walk and see a line here, this and that and the third, and I'm like, yo, it ain't really just me responsible, but the people that's responsible for this shit. You know what I'm saying? That I know, that I bought in front of. You know, the other day, man, I ran into an old friend, man. And this guy was like, we sit there, and I'm like, oh, man, it's so good to see you. And we sat down for a second, and the first thing he was like, yo, before we started the conversation, he was like, yo, you know, I was the first person to hand Jay a mic. And I had to think for a moment, and I'm like, you goddamn right you was, because we was a group. Me, this guy, Allen, and Jay was a group.
A rap group?
Turntables, rap group, this group. Stuff y'all never even talked about. You know what I'm saying? Ever on any interviews or nothing like this. And I'm talking about, we was the trio hangout at one time. Me, him, and Jay. You know what I'm saying? We dated the same crew of girls and everything. Like, we really came up together, like, doing all of that. And it was funny when he said that. And I was like, damn, you know, you go anywhere to try to tell somebody that story. And he says, don't. He said, for me to tell somebody the story and they sit there and tell me, like, you got, man, it's like, nah, God himself you ain't hand God the mic, man. You ain't hand to God. They just don't believe a person could be like,
It's good, y'all. This OB Media. The even goes crazy and he react to Jay-Z taking the Target deal so that he can sell reasonable doubt. So a lot of people been saying for a long while that Jay-Z's a sellout. He's here to sell out the black community. He can't do better. Jay-Z only care about money. That's why he backdoored all of his friends. This ninja ain't loyal to nobody. So Jay-Z been doing all of this shit for so long, and a lot of people were saying Jay-Z always trying to control the narrative, and he's saying that he's a drug dealer. You wasn't no drug dealer. You wasn't selling no dope, Jay. You're rapping about the Evans life. That's why a lot of people are saying that you're a liar. You're just talking trash. But it is what it is, man. You need to watch a full video. Let's get it.
Was human at this time. Like, I was just like, yo, that's crazy. crazy. We just sat there for 2 hours talking about all the shit me, him, and Jay did, and what Jay this, and how Jay, he wasn't that nice on the turntables. That's why he got on the mic. You know what I'm saying? And we just kept it going on the turntables and all this shit. And I was just like, damn, that shit that we don't even mention, and this shit that, you know, this is definitely people that he forgotten about, and this is where it started.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So like it's like they even introduced you to the game, but like more than one game, both rap and coke.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because I brought him over to Allen and shit, because Allen had the turntables and we was a group. But man, this is just amazing, you know, the success and all of that shit that come from, you know, where we come from. Even, you know, we was those kids that shared stories that been like, yo, if you ever make it to the NBA or you do make it this, you know, we've never seen this far. And it's just, to me, like I said, I at one time, like I said, you know, I used to be disappointed and hate with them, but at the end of the day, man, when I see my role, what my role was, what God had for me, and now I can see all of that, you know, it's cool, man.
Yeah. Why did he diss everybody?
And what you mean?
Well, you know, prior to that, when he did the interview with GQ, he said that he thinks rap battling is not good for the culture or whatever. Man, he came on stage and did
shots.
Drake,
straight through
Nicki
shots.
Minaj, Kanye, right. Jaguar, right?
What
everybody but you.
Nah. No, he showed. Hold up.
I feel like he ain't this.
What? And on the when he did the thing in
freestyle,
Philly?
Yeah, the Bruce
yeah, he did. Yo, I was happy enough for him to do my president's. My president
is black.
No, not the president. But I was happy for him to say my verse. When my man got his high prayed up on the uptown block, this, that, and no reasonable doubt. I was just happy that he said the lines. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He ain't throw no shade. He ain't stop right there, nothing. So I was okay with that. But following with the shots he threw at, yeah, that's contradictory. He did say that. Yo, we threw with the battle rap and this and that, and you come out and you throw shots. But if he didn't, what was going to happen? What was he going to do? What was going to be to come out? That's just the afro?
That would have not.
Nah, you know, you had to come out with something to let people know that I'm paying attention to you guys. Because if you would have came back with nothing, everybody would have been like, what? What you going to come back with? Nothing? What you came back with? Just reasonable doubt? That's it? You get what I'm saying? So he had to come back with those shots at them to, you know, to get the game. It's a competitive game. But yet he said, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I mean? It's all about these guys, like I said, man, these guys are masters of deception, man. It's all about that algorithm. You know what I'm saying? It's about, you see the afro? That shit had its own algorithm in its own. You understand what I'm saying? And then to come back and put a whole 7-minute video out of how he changed the afro from there to the afro. You know what I'm saying? It's about controlling. They can see what they control, who's people interested in it. And when you start to see how many people interested in it, you start to make these numbers. These guys, this is what they get paid for.
Yeah.
To make those numbers change into dollars.
Yeah.
So they know what they doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he came back with Beyonce in the video, so it's
yeah, even on that. Yo, chick, you gonna work too? Hey. Yeah. We ain't playing no games. It's a family affair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, you know, I'm just happy, bro. I'm happy to be here, to be talking about my story, because this starts it from the beginning. This is what people be like, okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying? This is their life. I stopped saying my life story. This is our life story here, you know? But I know what part I played in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm about to see if, I don't know if they, like I said, on the other side of the album for the credits, my thank yous, I want to make sure that they got the Erdy family when he says that and all that. How many people was involved? Just look at the back of the Reasonable Doubt album and look at all the people that he thanked first, and then start checking them off and see if he took care of all of them people.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's something that we're going to see how that branding continues, because as time goes on, people have different perceptions and change the history a little bit because of how they remember it.
Right.
So, one thing I got to ask is, you did an interview that I thought was hilarious. It was like 3 hours with Benny. Shout out to Benny. I think his name was Benny.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Benny. My peoples, man.
Yeah. And it was, I thought, I watched it and I had my own questions. Because basically what it was is like, I'm going to be honest, it seemed like he thought what you was doing was corny. like as far as the interview, I'm using New Generation.
That's what got us in that interview.
Yeah, like, yo, I think you, like, it was damn near him saying that, yo, I think you did. He was even making fun of people you sat down with, Oskino. Then he talked about some mushmouth interviewer. I don't know who that was. So I was like, who like, was he talking about our interviews? But you
never been on camera. You don't know.
No, I'm talking about maybe the interview, me talking.
Oh.
So I was like, but I don't have offense, because I feel like I've been critiqued a lot in my other channels. I don't know if people know who I am I'm Danny from the Stop, and I have another channel. But he wasn't rocking with you. He felt like you doing clout chasey stuff. He was all the criticisms. How did that feel because I thought it was a great interview, because I did think it put you in a different position where someone was just saying, no, I don't rock with what you do. Because sometimes I think that some people just kind of interview you and just kind of let you tell your story, provide pushback. But this guy was there to just like deny everything.
Deny everything. deny everything. Yeah. Shout out to him, man, and his families, man. I'm really, really cool with his pops, man. His pops is a day one family with me and shit. So there wasn't nothing to make clown or fun of and nothing like this. But I was, as I told him when I sat down, I was like, yo, listen, bro, I'm gonna sit down with you. This shit gonna do something for you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna definitely shed some light on you because of the way your perspective on Jay. You know what I'm saying? And based on your age, you might get a lot of backlash. You know what I'm saying? And he was going like, all right, cool. Well, let's just do it. Boom. The interview come out, and that's just exactly what happens. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people call me like, yo, who this guy? And this and that and the third, and I let them know that he wasn't saying nothing bad, because he don't really know about the details of our whole story. He heard, he been through it, but you know what I'm saying, he don't really know. But when he said to me like, yo, really based on his perspective that Jay could do no wrong, that's what caught my attention. You get what I'm saying? That's what caught my attention. When I'm like, yo, bro, you know how I felt about my mom and my situation with Jay and how things went. And he was like, but when that say but, that made me feel like you don't understand. And that kind of had me on defense, like, yo, bro, how you cannot feel what I'm saying here? And I'm like looking at his partner like, yo, his partner even like, I don't know, now, not Mama Love. But I had to come to realize that Shorty lost his mom at a very young age. So there's no bond there. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? He can't feel what I feel here. You get what I'm saying? So I can see him not having no remorse for that, whatever situation with him and my mom. So I'm like, I'm cool. But then when I start bringing up this and bringing up that, and he's like this, and I'm like, nah, man. But it's just for me to show people the effect Jay have over them. You can't do no wrong. Like, yo, like he ain't he said, Jay ain't your little brother no more because he's a billionaire. That was a debate. You get what I'm saying? Like, so how does that change? Because the money.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I guess the accomplishments too, it's not just the money, the experiences, being the voice of a generation. Jay-Z, he was the voice of a generation for a little bit.
Okay.
And when you accomplish certain things in a field, it's almost the perception is you cannot be little bro no more.
Okay. Listen to what you're saying now, right?
Yeah.
So instead of taking those accomplishments of things and stuff and saying, using all of that, right? What's wrong with saying, yo, this is my big homie right here. This who set me out. This who then I got a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? So this is my people call it. Nah, tell me what could be wrong with that, or this what it changed from. Okay, this is a friend of mine now that I looked up to, whatever. But how can that change your whole perspective, your accomplishments, on who mentored you coming up?
Well, you would have a tortured history based on your fallout with Jay.
Huh?
You would have a tortured history based on your fallout with Jay. You know, the exchange.
But you can't change that, though.
Let's say one day you help me up a flight of stairs because I'm injured. If we fall out after, I might look it back at like we fell out. I don't have. You no longer my big homie. You know what I'm saying?
So forget about. So forget about me saving you out the fire.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad? Like you saying, is that a good thing or bad?
It depends upon who sees it. It might be bad.
Because it's always like, yo, man, I don't like what you did, man. But I have to explain. I have to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I owe that to you because you saved my life.
Yeah.
I owe that to you because you saved my life.
But I think Jay, based on the stories that I've heard and the stories we've talked about, feels like you put his life in danger. With the whole,
we went over it.
But
at this point in time, right now, right, with the story being out there,
I must say though, David, in the comments I read, they always say you was cool with the people who shot at Jay. That's what I read in the comments, and everybody says, "Oh, you turned your back on him. You even if it was, just a warning shot. A shot is a shot."
But I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I wasn't around, so I'm just cool, just being cool with him because he had a certain amount of loyalty to me.
Yeah, you
right?
couldn't have been
so
like.
Hold on, right? The loyalty thing, right? So, Shorty Benny, right? The interview.
Yeah,
he come to me, he tell me, he said, "Yo, bro, I'm just trying to tell you, OG, these projects, man, they smile and they laugh in your face and everything, but behind your back, you know what I'm saying, they don't really you. And I'm telling you, they tell me they don't really you. They talk about you." No. And I'm saying to myself, I say to him, like, those ain't my friends.
Yeah.
You know how I know they ain't my friends? And they know how they know that you ain't my friend? Because they telling you this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? Because they telling you this. That same guy now that you talking about, right? The same guy that I'm still friends with, right?
That shot at Jay.
Shot at Jay. Best to believe nobody going to him and tell him, "Yo, they behaving lame." Or nobody could go to him and say no shit like that. You understand? Because they respect our loyalty and our bond to each other. Nobody gonna come and tell me, "Yo, your man used to say," nope. Never heard of it. They not. Because they respect our loyalty and our bond. So when somebody tell me about loyalty, nah, they not going to tell you nothing about somebody else that they ain't going to be able to say. My man going to say, he going to check you. It ain't even going to get to a point of that. Or he going to tell you, "Hey, you want to talk to him right now?" So those ain't my friends. That's what loyalty is. Loyalty is the next dude come on the podcast and say, "Yo, that shit you do with Danny is lame, man. You know what I'm saying? Why you even with him, huh?" Yo, bro, that's a day one with me. You want to see the transactions? That's my man. You understand what I'm saying? He can't tell me nothing wrong about you. And then when I check him, he can't. What is he going to do? Be like, "Oh yeah, he really like that."
Yeah.
So when I say the loyalty part like that, what am I supposed to do? What he did with Jay is what he did with Jay is out of loyalty to me.
Mm-hmm.
So people in the comments, they don't get it. They don't get it at all. They don't say, "Well, damn, he said he wasn't around. He said he ain't had nothing to do with it." That's all facts. You know what I'm saying? Even after the fact, he simmered it down, he squashed that shit, he got it past it, whatever. What? People just want something to say.
How did you squash it though? Because like my thing is like,
because
how did it even get to that point where somebody feels comfortable shooting at somebody that is your supposedly, and I think at the time everybody knew was your man. I would think like, yo, this is Jay-Z. I think at the time people knew him as Jay-Z or whatever his name was. why would they even feel like okay? Because even in warning shots, there could be violence. Even in warning shots. I'm not from the streets, but I do know that what if Jay-Z shoots back? What if that person now has to take care? Like it was just, how did it get to that point?
Man, this interview is interesting, man. They even going on Jay-Z. Everyone know that Jay-Z been a sellout for a long time. He got all of these deals with the NFL Target, so everyone know that he's here to sell out the black community and control the narrative. That's why he bring out Beyonce and he bring out his daughter, so that he can control the young generation. But a lot of people ain't jacking Jay-Z's style at the moment. So a lot of people are saying that he's just singing trash, he can't build a record, he's getting old and he's washed up. Why you don't leave rap shit alone? And he's gonna say rap battle is not good for the culture. And that is what put you on game? Man, that is just wild. I don't know what the hell Jay's really on. He's trying so bad to control what is really going on in the music industry. And a lot of people are saying that Jay should leave people alone because he ain't rapping shit. That rap ain't tied to me. So a lot of people are saying that Jay-Z been a sellout. He sell out all of his friends. He backdoored D-Haven and he's rapping about D-Haven's life. And he backdoored Dame Dash. Dame Dash teach Jay-Z everything that he ever known about the business. That's why he got so powerful. So a lot of people are saying that Jay-Z is a snitch and he's gonna be next. He exposed the old drug operation in Marcy and he can't go back to Marcy. That is just crazy. You can't go back to where you're from, Sean? That is just some weird shit now. What the hell did you did make you can't go home? You're a hip-hop mogul, you're a billionaire, and you can't go back to where you're from. So a lot of people been saying this for a long while, that Jay-Z is trying to control the narrative because he don't want to go to jail just like Diddy. He's in the Epstein files. These ninjas are known for being with underage girls. They like these type of activities. So they been doing crimes and they be sweeping shit under the rug for so long. So a lot of people are saying that Jigga Man would never go to jail. He's working for the feds. Why the hell would he go to jail? He's doing all of this shit. He's the only billionaire that have to answer to a boss in that stupid hairstyle and the stupid wig that he be wearing. Now you're gonna trim off your hair just to control everything what is going on in the media so that everyone can talk about Jay. Jay is so important. This is just wild. Man, Jigga, he's really doing a lot of shit to control what is really going on and the narrative. But what I got to say about the old situation, with Jay-Z, right now the jig is up, ninja. You're an old lad. You need to leave this shit alone. And you're gonna say that rap battle is not good for the culture. That is just a wild statement. This ninja is so ungrateful. This is what the people tell you to do? And you're gonna put reasonable doubt in Target, where everyone is boycotting. Man, you just proved to us that you can't change. You're just loyal to money. You're just a sellout. You're not gonna change. You're here to trick the black community, and we ain't jacking that shit. But it is what it is, man. It's OB Media. Have a blessed day.
God's judgment is coming for Jay-Z, and he is obviously scared. He's obviously spooked out right now. And it's crazy to see because it's like, did we see how he reacted when those people were outside trying to interview him, ask him questions, and he was so terrified that they were going to ask him about Epstein? And I just think it's so funny. I'm like, who is on payroll? Because nobody asked him the hard questions ever. Like, I never see these questions being asked, but it's all over social media, the news. I don't know. Like, I think it's so weird how nobody ever really pumps him for information the way that they pump everybody else. But okay, besides that, I'm just like, he's obviously spooked. He feels God's judgment coming. He feels it. I know I do. I feel it for all of them. I do. All who were involved. And Beyonce, I told y'all about Beyonce. Not everybody want to be like, Beyonce this, Beyonce that. And the way people have come at me for years concerning that lady, the way people have come at me. And now I see her little fans, or ex-fans now maybe, saying what really a mess she is and really how fake and crazy and weird and depraved she and her man is, because they really are, and how they've been eating fetuses and doing just despicable things, just like the elites do. That's just what they do. And bro, me and the other Christians especially has been talking about this for years, because we've always believed it. We've always known evil existed. We've always known it. We've always felt it. And we know the devil exists. And it is nothing new under the sun, okay? So this ain't new for us. We've been believing this stuff for forever. But I'm just saying, I've been talked about it, I've been said it. Everybody would say I'm just hating, and we always want to bring black people down. No, it's about the truth being revealed, and about taking accountability and saying, hey, you know what? Whatever's in the dark has to come to the light, and God can't let evil go on forever. We talk about it because we know we should, and it's despicable what these children and babies have been through. Like, what? It's really retarded. But at the end of the day, he's scared, and it's very obvious. If y'all seen his face lately, like, he shook a man's hand. Be so for real. When have you shaken a man's hand? It was giving shake a balls in his hand. Like, I don't know, it just felt so devilish and weird, and like